Say, you know what time it is. It's episode number 152. It's your boy Maki. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Kane. And then today we are going to be reacting to an emergency meeting. And today is the Day of Atonement. So look, fast with us. And if you didn't know, well, now you know, fast with us and pray to the Lord to forgive you for all of your sins. It's not about who you were yesterday. It's about what you can become right now. It's not even about who you were 10 seconds ago. It's about who you can become right now in this present moment. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic over to Kane, let him say what he got to say, and then we will begin the review.
You already know what it is, man. We're back here, search some more game on the ground for them Hungry Hounds. So just got the pound and are ready for the next round, man. Yeah, man, you're supposed to afflict yourselves on this day. It's the Day of Atonement, where you fast, you afflict yourself, you pray to God, and you ask Him to forgive you of your sins. And it's not just, you shouldn't just pray today, man. You should be praying every day. But today is the day that we afflict ourselves as a form of, it's a way of, it's kind of like a way of apologizing. It's like a deeper way of apologizing and asking for forgiveness for us turning away and living in sin rather than living according to how God made us to live. So with that being said, man, we finna jump right into this. Grab your snacks, your drinks, your weed, whatever the fuck the case may be, and pay.
No, don't grab your snacks. Don't grab your snacks.
Yeah, don't grab your snacks. Don't grab your snacks. Grab y'all drinks, whatever. Don't even grab y'all weed. Grab y'all drinks.
So we want to stop racism. So we're going to make bills and laws that prevent people being racist. And everyone claps their hands. And these huge stacks of paper, 4,000, 5,000 pages high, are pushed through Parliament that no one reads and that the government signs. 30 or 40 years down the line, you could be a man who's mixed race, like me. You could be a man who's half black, half white, who says something as innocent as, unchecked immigration by people sneaking across the border illegally, across the channel illegally on boats, isn't the best thing for my town. I don't feel that's great for my town because I live in a seaside town and tens of thousands of people are landing every year in these little rubber dinghies. Oh, well, according to the incitement to racial hatred bill, you're now inciting hatred against people of a different race because immigrants tend not to be English. You are going to lose your bank. You are going to lose your job. You are fired. You are canceled. You are not allowed living. You know what? You might even get community service. You know what? You might even get a prison sentence. These bills are put together and forwarded and sold to the public with the best intentions to spin the idea that they have your best intentions at heart, that they're trying to stop something dangerous, but it is just another weapon that they can use to attack you.
Every single piece of legislation is Trojan horsed. All of them. If you have a brain and you're a functioning adult, your number one goal of life should be for the government to just leave you alone.
Yeah.
Don't want you to tell me what to say. Don't want you to tell me what to do. Leave me alone. Anybody who comes along and says, I have children and they're on the internet and I'm a shit parent and I can't stop my kids from going on the internet. And if they do go on the internet and they see a mean word, they see a meanie word, oh, that's bad. Yeah, we need the government to come police the whole internet. And we're going to trust them to decide what's true and what isn't after they just tried to force vaccines in our arms. Look at this.
How many people?
What do you think about that? I do agree with the Trojan horse point. They always try to do that.
Yeah, it's a fact, man. Y'all don't. Ooh, fuck me. Excuse me. Y'all be surprised. Y'all would be surprised. Y'all would be surprised at how much shit they hide within those bills that they sign that you don't even understand that they haven't even done yet because they sign it early on so that whenever the time comes, it's already signed in. We don't gotta wait. So now we can enact this bullshit. We can enact that bullshit whenever the time is right, man. There's a whole lot of shit that goes on. That's why there's fat stacks of fucking paper on their desk every time they go to sign a bill in or not. You know, they got to read through that shit. And most of the time, they already know what's in there. They don't read through it. They just fucking sign it. And that's why they wanted your boy Trump out of office, because he wasn't signing that bullshit.
Were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year.
Go on.
Take a guess.
I've no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they'd said on social media? Yeah. Really? What sort of things get you arrested?
Well, one example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell. People can look this up. Her friend was killed in a car crash, a 19-year-old woman. And she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram. the lyrics. And there was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. Okay? She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew
My goodness.
in Britain
In Britain.
in 2018.
But you're telling me now that 3,500 people were visited by the police.
No, far more were visited by the police. Far more.
What do you think about that bullshit, bro?
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
fucking.
the UK is a piece of shit. Fuck the tea parties.
That's wild, bro. But at the same time, it's not surprising. We all knew since this country started going to bullshit. We all already knew that it was a matter of time before they started policing the internet and saying, "Oh man, when they started coming out with this safe space, if you mispronounce my pronouns or if you misgender me, whatever, you can get arrested." I knew it was going to get worse from there. It was only a matter of time. But now it's on the internet, which is even worse because now you can't even speak your mind on the fucking internet. And when they said that Twitter, there was no censorship on Twitter no more because Elon Musk got rid of that shit, man, that's some bullshit because my fucking Twitter account got removed because it was censored, man.
So you see, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have a problem. This is how they sneak it in. If you were to ask people in the 1990s or the 1980s, you know what? They tried this in New York City in the early 2000s. You know what? We're going to make the N-word illegal. Now, I am the ancestor of African-American slaves. My family members and my ancestors suffered through slavery. I do not like the N-word. I don't think the N-word should be glorified or used by anybody. But the moment they said, I'm going to make the N-word illegal, I remember this years ago. I was having discussions with some of my friends, also black guys. And they were saying, oh, well, that's a good thing. I said, no. That's an incredibly dangerous thing. People should be allowed to say the N-word. You know why? You want to come up to me and tell me my dad's an N-word or my family are an N-word or call one of my kids a half N-word? Good. You do that. I will deal with you myself.
What do you think about that?
He's not lying, bro. People sit around and they talk about free speech and shit. Oh, yeah, man, I have the right to say this. I have the right to say that. It's my First Amendment, whatever the fuck the case may be. But you also have a right to get your ass whooped if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person. You might have a right to speak your mind. You might have the right to be racist to somebody, but you also have the right to an ass whooping too. Because I mean, it's pure ignorance to sit there and walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, man, you're a monkey," like, come on, what the fuck did you expect? Yeah.
But what I won't do is give the police and the government the power to lock you up based on a word that you can now not utter from your lips, because it is now a slippery slope. Once you start giving the power to the government to ban the things you say. Now let's fast forward. I mean, they tried to ban the N-word many years ago in New York City. And luckily, people in the United States stood up and said, no, that law is not constitutional. People should be allowed to say what they want and suffer the consequences of it. I don't mind people using the N-word because then I know that you are the racist. I know you have a problem. Good. Raise your hand and show people you're an idiot if you like. But what words today, Andrew, in 2023 would be on the banned or hateful word list if we gave the government power to ban words all those years ago? I will tell you some. Words like biological male, biological female. Oh, my son, yeah, he's a biological male. Yeah, he's cisgender. These words would be words that they can now lock you in prison for. Unvaccinated, calling ourselves purebloods as unvaccinated
1
people.
second.
What you think about that?
He's not lying, bro, when you look at what's going on. I mean, they're trying to literally alter the course of history as far as gender and shit. So it's not surprising that they're going to try and ban words like biological male, biological female, and shit like that and make it illegal to misgender somebody because they want to alter the course of history. They want to alter the course of humanity. They want to alter the course of the human body and change it to whatever the fuck they want. And people who get surprised at that shit, it's like, come on, bro, what the fuck did you expect? If you haven't noticed it, you're just fucking retarded.
I want to apologize to everyone at home
Go ahead.
for all of the nasty, bigoted, disgusting rhetoric my brother has just given to the world.
So you want to ban all the words?
I think what Tristan has just said is disgusting. I think the fact he thinks there's a difference between biological males and trans males/females is bigoted. I think that the things you're trying to push, I think you're transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic, racist, idiot. And I am apologizing for the first time ever for all the things my brother just said. Luckily, the UK government just yesterday passed the online safety bill, which is going to make it even stricter, easier to prosecute people for saying things they don't want you to say, longer jail sentences, and the UK government agrees with me that Tristan has been out of control for far too long. This bill takes a zero tolerance approach to protecting children and make sure social media platforms are held responsible. Zero tolerance approach. Don't tell children that that's not a real woman. We have a zero tolerance approach. That man in a wig is a woman. And if you say otherwise, you are going to jail.
The overweight person's healthy. The anorexic person's healthy. Body
Correct.
positivity.
Finally.
What you think about that bullshit?
Man, they sit around and say that being a fat fuck is healthy. They sit around and say that being a fucking skeleton is healthy. Body positivity, oh my gosh. If you sit around, they're going to make it to the point where if you sit around and you say, hey man, you fat as fuck, you need to go lose weight, they're going to call the police and say, he fat shamed me. And they're going to come over here and they're going to arrest your ass for probably a couple of years. And when you go to jail and you get your cellmate and they say, hey man, what the fuck you in here for? Oh yeah, because I said that somebody was fat as fuck and they needed to lose weight. What type of stupidity is that? Like, you don't even go there on no like quote unquote G shit for like killing somebody or something or robbing a bank. You go there because you fucking hurt somebody's feelings, bro. That shit insane. Your cellmate gonna be looking at you crazy. Like, what the fuck?
He's learning.
The
That's all true.
white man who thinks he's a black chick is a black lesbian.
You will face prison. You will go to jail. Don't you dare say, Tristan Tate, because we've all had enough of you.
Okay.
Don't you dare say something as bigoted and insane and outlandish as, I don't need a vaccine for something that never hurt me anyway. How dare you think you do not need 9 vaccines? How dare you? And I am finally happy the UK government has come along and is going to put an end to you and your shit. The UK government now has passed a law that says if you say anything that goes against the official government narrative on social media platforms, you are liable to prison time.
So every war they do is good.
Everything they do is good because the government never lies.
Every war they
But
fight,
it's to keep us all safe.
every bomb they drop.
Don't you understand? It keeps us all safe. It's amazing that since the dawn of recorded history, every single time your rights have been taken away from you, every single time they have removed your freedom, they have done so under the same guise, which is safety. The human psyche can only accept a loss of freedom for safety. You can only accept to be reduced your capability to go throughout the world and do and say and interact how you want if you believe it's going to preserve your body and preserve your life force for a longer period of time. You can't go over there because it's dangerous. Fine. Makes sense. We'll all accept that. But then it pushes further down. As soon as they want to take away your freedom, they're going to come along with a safety guise. For the safety of the world, for the safety. They are going to sit and argue with you that for the safety of your children, you have to accept that man in a wig in the girls' bathroom. For their
What do you think about that?
That shit wild, bro. I'm gonna start back on the fucking 9 vaccine shit. Like, nobody gives a fuck about a vaccine. You know, I heard they were supposed to be starting that bullshit up again. They were supposed to start like on the planes and shit and at the airports, and then eventually it's supposed to spill over into all over the place again by December. I don't know. We're gonna see. Your boy AJ talked about it, so it might happen. It probably will happen if AJ spoke about it. It probably will, because most damn near everything that he spoke about has come to pass. I'm starting to think that he's a prophet sent by God in the modern times. But no, man, it's just wild. And then the whole, you got to accept that man in a wig over there. It's going to get to the point to where like all over the place, bro. In schools, it's gonna be nothing but drag queens as fucking teachers and principals and shit, teaching your kids about homosexuality and chopping your fucking dick off or sewing your fucking pussy up and shit. And it's just like, bro, we don't need this shit like at all. I think to me, bro, if I was a kid and I saw a man wearing a bunch of fucking makeup and a wig, got back then as a kid, bro, I was fucking terrified of clowns. I'd be fucking screaming if I saw that shit in my fucking classroom as a kid, bro. Much less anywhere.
Safety. If I was a bigot like my brother, would argue that having men in the girls' bathroom is probably not good for their safety. That's what Tristan would say. But
I
now
would.
the UK government has come along and we're going to all put an end to Tristan. Finally, enough is enough. I know before she became a world-renowned rapist, let's actually mention that because we mentioned Jake Shields earlier.
Jake Shields, follow him on Twitter, everybody. Jake Shields, very brave victim of trauma, rape, and sexual assault, has come out and named his abuser, which is great because hopefully she's going to get completely canceled and lose her job.
So we have it here.
Very brave man, Jake.
Very brave. You know what?
To not go to the police, to not make a big deal out of it, and to live with that pain for 17 years. You know, seeing her at the top of politics in Australasia and that part of the world, and said, you know what? Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
It's been 17 years since she sexually assaulted me, and I am now going to come out and try to destroy her career. Now as she's a prominent person of power, I think that is incredibly brave of you, Mr. Jake Shields. And I salute you. If you need counseling or therapy or a hug, I'm here for you anytime.
And it's an allegation, which we know is solid enough to destroy somebody's life. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Because the allegation's been made.
Done.
So what do you think about the irony, like how they're obviously trolling that believe all victims narrative? I mean, and no one's giving a fuck about Jake Shields alleging this. And I think that's a UFC fighter, if I'm not mistaken. Like a previous one, he's a really good grappler, but now he's kind of translating to politics. But he got tired of just all this allegation bullshit. So he came out and exposed the New Zealand, whatever, for doing what she did to him. But no one cares because it's a guy saying it. But when it's a lady, they automatically all fucking try to cancel guys, shut down their financial leverages, and just try to destroy them as a human being. But when it's the other way around, no one cares.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, the whole canceling her and all that shit, that only works if it goes along with their agenda. If it goes against their agenda, they're not gonna give a fuck. If it goes against the agenda, bro, you might as well just give up now, because you're not gonna win no lawsuit. It ain't even gonna make it to the fucking judge's desk. It ain't gonna make it to the fucking police, bro. So at this point, you might as well just either rally up as many people as you can to protest for that shit, or just fucking give up, because there's nothing you can do on the side of legalities because it doesn't go with their agenda. They don't give a fuck about dudes getting raped. They don't give a fuck about dudes' mental health. They don't give a fuck about dudes, period. That's why they're pushing so hard for the feminist reality bullshit, pro women, pro femininity, pro this, pro that, because they want to destroy masculinity. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for pro feminists and shit, but you got to be the right feminist. I ain't gonna sit there and support no bitch that thinks that she gonna run the fucking country and run the pants in a relationship. I support the type of femininity where a bitch stay home and cook and clean and do the laundry and shit while the dude's out there working his ass off providing for the fucking family and shit. That's the femininity that I support. Not that extra demonic bullshit, bro. So yeah, man, it all just depends on if it goes along with the agenda or not, which it more than likely don't, because nobody gives a fuck, so nothing's gonna happen.
So it's here, but before she was a rapist, she was previously, post being a rapist, after she finished, doing what she did to Jake Shields, she said some very interesting things about free speech, did this ultra-intelligent world leader. We're going to talk about ultra-intelligent world leaders in a minute. So let's watch what this very smart young lady has to say.
This week, we launched an initiative alongside companies and nonprofits to help improve research and understanding of how a person's online experiences are curated by automated processes. This will also be important in understanding more about mis and disinformation online.
Understanding more
A
about
challenge
mis
that
and
we must, as
disinformation.
leaders, address.
Address.
Sadly, I think it's easy to dismiss this problem as one in the margins. I can certainly understand the desire
make
to
fun of
leave it
anyone's
to
accent,
someone
you'll go to
else.
jail.
As leaders, we're rightly concerned that even the most light touch approaches to disinformation could be misinterpreted as being hostile to the values of free speech that we value so highly.
You value free speech so highly that you want to sit and say you're not allowed to spread disinformation, but you decide what disinformation is, which means you're censoring speech. You think I'm fucking dumb. You think I'm a fucking idiot. What does that even make sense? Why did no one stand up in the UN and say you're chatting shit? Bruv, you're chatting shit. Shut up. You don't get to decide what disinformation is. If you say we're going to ban dis and misinformation, and we decide what dis and misinformation is, you're basically saying we are censoring everything we don't like. And then you're going to say that is done to protect free speech. What kind of bullshit circle roundabout bumbleclut logic is that? She's your mate.
It's not my mate.
She's your go on. Tell about where your mate. Go on.
I'm not friends with sexual abusers.
She's your mate. We're gonna watch this again because you obviously can't get enough of
So
your
one sec,
mate.
I believe
Listen to the levels, bro. We need on this wall a bullshit meter. And I think of all the clips I've ever played, this is the high level fucking 17 on a scale of 1 to 10 on the bullshit meter. This is the biggest crock of shit. Wait, Tristan, didn't you say we have to be careful about pissing off world leaders because we're in the middle of a judicial case?
Yeah, and they keep trying to put us in jail. Yeah.
And they're trying to put us in jail?
Yes.
All right, okay.
So I'm not going to put us through the pain of watching that again, but I'm going to get your final opinion. Then we can go in and wrap this episode up. This was a really, really good episode.
Yeah, man, it was. They always try to get you with that safety shit, man. They always try. Oh, this is for the safety of the public, man. This is so you don't hurt nobody's feelings and do this, that, and the third, and all this other extra shit. But really, it's just to gain control of what you know and what you don't know. See, not power is. I think money is the second most powerful thing in the world, but knowledge is the first most powerful thing in the world. They can control what you know, then they can control damn near everything else in the world. They can control you. So with that being said, don't be controlled by those who have no knowledge. And with that being said, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's 100% facts. And I know Kane did most of the talking on here, but yeah, I passed the mic over to him. I'm Mr. Producer sometimes. I just produce the content to be, broke down and, explained. So with that being said, man, we're getting ready to wrap this episode up. The Maki Show will resume. The Kane Show will be on very soon. And with that being said, get to fucking work. Quit worrying about the time you don't have and make use of the time you got right fucking now. The Day of Atonement. So get something right and stop being wrong.
Make sure I share with your friends, your families, mummies, aunties, and grannies, and everybody else you'll know. I gotta get the hell out of here. I got an emergency break to take. So with that being said, deuces. I'll see y'all later when I'm live. I'll see y'all on Maki's live. Hopefully y'all are letting Keisha out so it's entertaining. I have to get the fuck out of here.
We've been hurt. We're doing right. We've got millions of dollars. We're strong. We're prosperous. We've got each other. And we've always got each other. You've always got my back. I've always got your back, right? There's nothing you can ever do that I don't have your back on, right? We are each other's wingman. We are each other's right hand man. And nothing in the world can ever stop us. I'm telling you, if I'm hungry, I'll eat your food. If you're hungry, you'll eat my food. Me and you have got it. It's fine. Doesn't matter what the Duke does. Doesn't matter what the Matrix does. Doesn't matter how they attack us. It's fine. We got rice. We got food. I'll eat the fucking dirt off the ground. Me and you, we're strong forever. Because I'm too powerful. I'm too rich. Too strong. I'm too hard to kill. Woo! We're warriors. We're the last Spartans of the world. Doesn't matter what they do. It's fine. Fine. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Birthday, no birthday, I don't give a shit. Every day of the week, doesn't matter. I'm with Andrew Tate, and you're with Christian Tate. And that's the way it is. That's the way it's always going to be.
From the
Peace.